Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you've ever set out to lose weight, you already know the standard, honestly, exhausting drill. You walk more, you eat less, you move more, and then, well, you wait, and you wait some more. It's a completely frustrating cycle, right? You put in mile after mile on the pavement or the treadmill, genuinely hoping to finally see that midsection trim down, but the payoff just never seems to match the sheer amount of effort you're putting in. Which brings us to the massive question we are tackling today. Why doesn't walking actually burn that stubborn belly fat? It's incredibly frustrating, and honestly, it's so wildly common. You're doing the work, you're hitting your 10,000 steps, you're sweating, but the physical progress just seems to completely bypass the one single area you actually want to change the most. I'm sure a lot of you have lived what we can call the walking effect. After a few weeks of your new routine, the scale might actually budge a bit. Your clothes feel slightly looser, your arms get lighter, your face definitely looks a bit leaner. It feels like real, tangible progress. But then comes the stubborn reality. The belly stays the exact same. And it's right at this moment that most people just completely lose motivation and throw in the towel. Okay, let's dive into this. Because belly fat is just biologically different. It isn't stubborn because of some lack of calorie burning. Ultimately, the body always listens to the strongest message. Belly fat is a signal problem, not a calorie problem. Walking burns energy, sure, but it absolutely does not send the specific, necessary message to your body to actively remove fat from your center. So, what are the real messages your body is actually listening to? Well, the hidden signals controlling fat storage are your hormonal signals, stress signals, posture signals, muscle activation signals, and nervous system signals. Think about it like this. If your core is weak, if your hips are inactive, or if your deep abdominal muscles are essentially asleep, your body literally protects your belly fat. It genuinely thinks your center is physically unstable, so it hoards fat right there as a built-in protective mechanism. And this brilliantly illustrates the overarching solution, which lies in 5 simple, low-impact exercises that directly target these exact bodily failures. Notice how each movement pairs with a specific physical fix and sends a really powerful metabolic signal. Wall push-ups send the message, the center is strong. Knee raises say pull abdomen inward. If you miss these signals, you can walk for hours without seeing real change. But let's break down exactly how each of these actually works in practice. To fix this, we're gonna start with wall push-ups. This is just a standing, controlled push against a wall that forces your deep core to constantly stabilize your entire body. Now, most people skip this because it looks entirely too easy. It doesn't give you that familiar, miserable burn of a heavy gym core workout. But here is the secret. If your upper body is weak, your overall metabolism drops. And when it drops, the body stores fat where it feels safest, right around the stomach. So here is exactly how you execute it to get that metabolic signal firing. Aim for 15 to 20 slow, controlled reps. Stand facing a wall, hands at chest height, and step back so your body is perfectly straight. The absolute key here is to keep your stomach completely tight, and whatever you do, do not arch your lower back. Every single time you do this correctly, your center has to work incredibly hard, which trains your core to stay active during your normal daily life. And an active core, that means your calorie burn goes up even while you're just sitting on the couch resting. Next up, to address that collapsed posture, we use standing knee raises. This is a slow, controlled single leg lift using only the lower abs to restore your natural posture. We are addressing a massive kind of hidden problem here. Weak lower abs don't just visually look soft, they fundamentally change your entire posture. And when your posture collapses, your belly just physically pushes forward. Now, what's really fascinating about this is that your stomach sticking out might not just be fat. Weak lower abs cause the posture to tilt, literally pushing the belly out. Even if you get lean, you're still going to feel like your stomach sticks out. But strong lower abs actively pull that abdomen inward. Just correcting this collapsed posture alone can drastically and visibly flatten the appearance of your waist. It's a real game changer. To create that necessary, deep abdominal pressure, we use slow mountain climbers. And really notice the word slow there. This is a slow motion push-up position knee drive that creates constant, deep abdominal pressure. Most people turn mountain climbers into this chaotic, fast, exhausting cardio session. But speed is not what burns belly fat. Tension does. By moving slowly, you create a deep abdominal pressure that a casual walk simply never, ever produces. And this specific tension directly increases fat oxidation right around your midsection. To execute this one properly, you absolutely must follow these parameters. Move slowly, as if you are pushing your leg through thick mud or thick air. Get into a push-up position, Bring one knee to your chest, pause for a second, and switch. Keep that deep tension in your stomach the entire time. Do this for 30 to 40 seconds. No bouncing your hips around. This incredibly controlled movement teaches your core to stay active under movement, which, by the way, is exactly how the human body was designed to function in the first place. But wait, what about your insulin response? Well, that's where the glute bridge hold comes in. This is a static hip raise that wakes up those inactive glutes and actually restores insulin sensitivity. You might be listening to this right now thinking, hang on, this doesn't even target the stomach. And you know what? You're completely right. But it fixes a critical metabolic failure. Weak hips directly reduce your insulin sensitivity, and a poor insulin response practically guarantees fat storage around your belly. There is a vital truth you really need to understand here. If your hips are inactive, your body becomes a better fat saver, not a fat burner. When you lie on your back, push your hips up until your body forms a straight line, and then squeeze those glutes tightly for 30 to 40 seconds, you are literally flipping a metabolic switch. Once your hips become strong again, your body shifts right into a higher fat-burning state all day long. Finally, we have to address a massive misconception with the vacuum hold. This is deep abdominal activation, where you forcefully pull the stomach inward to act as a natural belt. This right here is very often the missing piece for people, because sometimes what you think is stubborn belly fat isn't actually fat at all. It's just outward pressure. Weak deep abdominal muscles allow the stomach organs to physically push outward, making even super lean people look like they have a belly. To turn that natural belt back on, stand tall, take a deep breath in, and then exhale completely. Now, pull your stomach inward as far as humanly possible, like you're literally trying to touch your spine. Hold this super tight position for 15 to 20 seconds while breathing lightly. And please do not hold your breath during this. Do this for 5 reps. Over time, this literally tightens your waist and improves your core stability without requiring any major weight loss on the scale. So the crucial point is how we bring this all together into an actionable daily plan that actually works. And here it is, the 10-minute daily routine. 3 sets of wall push-ups, 3 sets of standing knee raises, 3 rounds of slow mountain climbers, 3 glute bridge holds, and 5 reps of the vacuum exercise. That's the whole shebang. It takes less than 10 minutes, no running, no longer exhausting walks, and absolutely zero complicated equipment. It is highly specific and incredibly focused. So why does this work when literally everything else fails? Simply because it fixes the root cause rather than just burning arbitrary calories. This routine wakes up the deep core, it activates the hips, improves your physical alignment, and teaches constant stability all day long. Remember, your body holds fat around the stomach for protection when your center feels weak. When your center becomes strong, aligned, and reliable, your body simply stops guarding that area. It's that straightforward. Which brings us to a fundamental truth. Real change doesn't come from just doing more. It comes from sending the right signal again and again. Most people try to lose belly fat by punishing themselves with more steps, more time, more exhaustive effort. But your body does not respond to more effort. It responds to better signals. Consistency with the right physical signals will beat exhausting yourself with the wrong ones every single time. So I want to wrap up this explainer with a provocative question for you to ponder. What kind of signals are you going to send your body today? Are you going to keep sending the weak signals of endless, frustrating walking? Or will you strengthen your center, improve your control, and finally give your body the loud and clear message to burn fat where it actually matters? The paradigm has completely shifted, and the choice of which signal to send is now entirely in your hands.